Welcome to Compassion Speaks, where we give a voice to the nonprofits in the community. I'm your host, Ezra Borrego, and today we have Tulip Bouquet with the Show Low Library, Friends of Show Low Library.
Show Low Library Friends.
Friends, that's what it is. Okay. Well, it's good to have you here, Tulip.
Thank you for inviting me.
And I'm glad you're able to take time to come all the way over from the other side to right over here.
Yes, it's a long walk.
Yes. So tell me a little bit about what you do at the library. Give me some, like in a nutshell, and we'll go ahead and expand on that.
Okay. I volunteer for the Show Low Library Friends. I am on the board and the president of the board for the Show Low Library Friends.
Okay. And
we manage the bookstore where we have volunteers selling used books. All the proceeds go to the library. Okay. It's a totally nonprofit. Wonderful. And all the volunteers are non-paid. And it's a great opportunity to give back to the community. And most of our volunteers love library, love books, can tell you all about different authors, can help you find a book. They just in love with books, and that's what makes us participate. Oh,
wonderful. So books are still, I know there's a lot of change in books, but a lot of people like to read books. They can go back and mark and do that kind of, you hold it.
It is a different thing to hold an actual book, flip the pages, sit in your chair, drink your cup of coffee. It's kind of an ambiance thing, where electronics don't give you that same feeling.
Right.
So a lot of people, probably more of the older generation, are still book users. And for children, small children, books are still what they handle. They turn their pages, look at the pictures, learn their first words. So books still have a place in our society.
Yes, they do. I must be part of the older generation because I rather have a book than the e-book.
So do I, but I have older people that have gone to the tablets because it magnifies and it has a light and they can see better.
Right.
So there's plus and minuses depending on your need.
Yeah. So you mentioned your different volunteers.
Yes.
So a person that comes into the library, who do they talk to if they want to spend a day or a half a day or a quarter of a day to volunteer?
Initially, they go to the front desk and let them know that they want to be a volunteer.
Okay.
Because they can be a volunteer for the library itself, or they can be a volunteer for the Show Low Library Friends.
Okay.
So if they indicate what their phone number, their address, their name, what their interests are, when they're available, we can contact them and make an arrangement to talk about it.
Okay.
And that happens a lot.
So there's how big of a difference is there, the Show Low Library and Show Low Library Friends? What's the difference?
One of the major differences is if you are a volunteer for the library, you have to go through the test for drugs and fingerprint tests.
Okay.
We don't require it at the Show Low Library Friends. So there is a difference in those requirements.
Okay.
Also, the Show Low Library, I think, requires longer hour commitments.
I see.
With the Show Low Friends, our volunteers may only work 2 or 3 hours a week.
Okay.
They pick Monday, Tuesday, whatever's available, and they come in. Others have more time. They can come in and help substitute. So it's an individual thing that we talk to the person and say, what can you do with us?
Okay. So with the Show Low Library, you're dealing more with the public to get that background check. Is that correct?
Yes,
so the
it's required.
So what did you just say?
It's a requirement.
Requirement. So with the Show Low Library Friends, you can be doing something that's away from the public, doing different projects.
Yeah, there isn't quite the same rules apply.
Okay.
So it's a little more lenient. We do talk to people. We do make sure that they know what they're doing, they know books, that they look okay. You know, we're not going to hire someone that evidently might not be a good choice.
Right, right. So you have certain different codes of ethics that you have there.
Yes.
So do you have a mission statement?
Yes, we have a mission statement.
Would you like to share that with us?
Yes. The Show Low Library Friends is a non-profit organization supporting the Show Low Public Library's endeavor to promote literacy and educational enrichment in our community.
Okay.
We raise funds, but literacy is also an important part of what we do.
Wonderful. That's wonderful. Now, where was your first show? This has been here for how long in this building right here?
This building was erected in 2010.
2010.
Prior to that, we were in the building across the street, which is now housed by the city. And prior to that, I think we were in a small building next to the fire station, which some longtime residents may remember.
I do remember that one.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
Do you plan on, and you may not have the answer to this, but you can probably get it for me or the public later on, are you going to have a 10-year anniversary next year?
I don't know, but we can find out.
Yeah.
That's a very good question.
2020, so it'll be 10 years next year.
Yeah, it is. Very good question.
So people, what all can you get at the library besides books? You have other access to different things at the library that people can use.
Yes, we have computers for public use.
Okay.
That's an important part. There's a lot of people that may not be able to afford a computer. They can come in and use the computer for 2 hours at a time. They also can use the printer, and they can use areas to just sit down. There's a reading room which has the newspapers and other things. They can come in and just sit for a while and enjoy the quiet if that's what they need.
Yeah.
So besides book, we also have movies. And in our bookstore, we have VHS for some people who still have those machines.
Yep.
And you'd be surprised how many people in the White Mountain still have VHS machines and come and buy them. We sell them for 25 cents because they're outmoded.
Right.
You know, only a few can use them.
Do you still have any Beta? You remember Beta?
No, I don't remember Beta, but no, we don't have any of those. That's too far back. But we do have CDs for music, and you have a lot of movies. People come and check out movies to watch at home.
Wow. So how long can a person have a book or a movie checked out? What's the longest time?
I think it is 3 weeks, but I would have to confirm that.
Okay.
And check with the library.
It seemed like it's 2 to 3 weeks. It seemed like that's what it might be. Yeah.
And the other thing is that a lot of libraries charge you fees if you turn them in late. Shoalo Library doesn't. We don't believe in making people pay fees, because what happens is people get embarrassed and they don't return the books.
Right.
And we would rather they return the books. So if you have old books, please bring them back. We're not going to make a fuss about it.
So they don't get a phone call either, a reminder?
They do get reminders, but they don't get charged.
Okay, wonderful. So tell me a little bit about some of the projects or the things you do with library friends.
Okay. We have, I'll give you some of the things that we do. There are summer reading programs for the children. We have Polar Express program at Christmas time. We have Halloween Family Carnival.
Wow. And
much more. But the library also has constantly, all month long, classes for the children called Itsy Bitsy Story Time, Family Story Time. And we have internet basics that people can take. You have internet awareness, Google software, and mystery experience, finder seekers. So there's fun electronic classes and teaching electronics classes.
Okay.
Same for the children. There's an opportunity to learn, but we make it a fun process. And they're available all the time. One of the things that they offered that I'm sorry I missed, they have Hawaiian lei project for adults. And they actually imported the flowers from Hawaii.
Wow. And
I signed up for it, and something came up, and I couldn't make it. I was so bummed out. I thought that was wonderful. We have a lei from Hawaii, and Florence. Oh, awesome.
Now, isn't it an orchid that they use? Is it orchids?
They use orchids. They use all kinds of other flowers too, though. And
how cool.
You can get all that scent, and they're beautiful.
Wow.
And all the programs are free. We don't charge for the programs.
Okay.
And it's a great experience. And so there is actually painting classes available for adults.
Okay.
And tons of them. We have 2 people that work with programs. One is Heather with the children programs, and one is Don Fogel that works with the electronic programs.
All right.
And he has a robotics club program that a lot of children participate, and this year they're going to offer it for the adults too, a robotics club for the adults. Now, one of the major things that the Show Low Library Friends is provide funds for the things that are not in the budget.
Okay.
And there's a lot of things that you would think would be covered by the budget, but are not. Lisa Lewis, who is our library service manager, is great at writing grants. She does a fantastic job and actually gets a lot of them.
Wow.
We are very, very fortunate to have her.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. And so she was able to obtain a grant for the playground that you see outside the children play in. It's an educational playground rather than just swings and slides. But the library friends provided the funds for the fencing that went around it.
Okay.
And then she got a grant for the library van that you may see parked out there. They can take books to the hospital, to nursing home. They use it for other things. But the library friends pays for the insurance and the gas to operate that van. So we work hand in hand with the grants and provide other things. We provide the funds for the couches and chairs that are out there. We provide for additional computers, for software that constantly need upgrading. We provided funds for painting the inside of the library, especially where the children are, because they put hands on the wall and pretty soon it doesn't look as nice as it once was. So we do that, and maybe shelves or special items that are numerous that they need.
Wonderful. It sounds like you got a lot of different things going on in the community here. How do people find out what is going on and when it's going on?
Okay, that you go through the internet, okay? You can come in, find out about it. We have paper stuff, you can pick it up. It's up in the front desk.
Okay.
But if you want to go to the internet and you're a techie person, you can go to Facebook and type in the Show Low Public Library to find out about classes, activities, special events, and there's a lot of pictures too.
Okay.
Or you can go to the City of Show Low website and go to departments and then to the library and then search the catalog for items. You can reserve books if you have a Navajo County Library card and get information regarding classes, activities, and upcoming social events. So if you want to know all that, you can go online and find out about it beforehand.
Wonderful. So if you have that, you can go online, but if you don't, just come on down to the library and probably have like flyers or different kiosks.
There's information available right by the front desk that you can pick up.
Wonderful.
And the independent newspaper, also, we put notices out when we're selling special books or we're having raffles or anything else. So you can look in your local paper and get information that way as well.
Wonderful. Well, we're going to go ahead and take a little break, and we're going to talk about some stuff that you probably want to still talk about for the next half. And everybody stay tuned, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Compassion Speaks. Joining us today is Tulip Bouquet from the Show Low Library Friends.
Yes.
And earlier we talked about some of the activities that you do inside the library, some of the things that people are aware of through email, through Facebook, and all those different things that people can have access to the library. Let's get into some of the things that you do as Library of Friends and some of the books that you're doing and what they cost, or some of that information on that project.
The bookstore is, we have the used books available in, it's right across from the desk of the librarians where you check out your books.
Okay.
And the size of the room is smaller than the bedroom.
Okay.
And we have shelves on all the wall. 50% of our shelves are filled with fiction books because people love them.
Yeah.
We have hardbacks and paperback books. We also have non-fiction books, and these can be historical, religious, biographical, business, political, classics, poetry, humor. Cookbooks are a great favorite, and so are crafts. And we have medical and self-help, science fiction, for those of us. And one of the very favorite up here, of course, is Western books, like Louis L'Amour.
Yes.
We put those out, and they go out instantly.
I bet they do.
Yeah, and we offer also used CDs for music, movies, and VHS. But the most important shelf, and it's actually a whole case of children's books, because we believe in education. And big education begins with a child being able to read. All children's books are 25 cents each.
Wow.
We stock and buy the bottom shelf being for the tots, so they can actually sit down and pull them out, of picture books, and then gradually going up to teenagers. And we actually have some educational books for parents who are teaching at home for the children.
Okay.
If a child's able to read, then a child's able to exceed in life, they exceed in school, but it all starts with reading.
Yep.
So we encourage, it's bringing a small tot to let them pick out their own books. They can take them home, have grandma, mom, or dad read them over and over again, like my own children did, and have your own little space in your bedroom for a box or a shelf for the child's book. If you bring them to the library when they're young, they will learn to love books and love the library.
I agree.
It will be a great experience for them.
Yeah, it's a good habit to form.
We have, with the prices, so you know, the paperback books are 50 cents,
okay,
and the hardbacks are $1. We encourage people to donate books to us, and they can be anything.
Okay.
We will sort them. They have to be in fairly good condition.
Okay.
We don't want books that are torn or unpresentable for resale. But we take everything, and magazines too. We sell the magazines for 10 cents out in the front cart. We also mark down books when they haven't sold for a while for 10 cents each, because we have to make room to put new books on the shelves.
Right.
Since we have a small area, we have to keep rotating books so that it's more new books for people to come in.
Right.
The volunteers come in, we get donations, and the box for donation of books is by the librarians in the front.
Okay.
And there's actually one where you return your books on the outside of the library. There's also a slot for books you want to donate.
Wonderful.
So you can do that.
Okay.
We sort all the books by category. So first, when you get the books out, we have to put where it's fiction or this or that. We put them all in the back room and sort them. We put them in alphabetical order so that the volunteer can pull them out and restock the shelf really fast. The most efficient way possible. We do not mark the prices on the books.
Okay.
We post the prices on the wall,
okay,
so that everybody knows what they are. They take the book to the librarian in front, and you pay, and they know what the books are that we sell them for.
So you have like just three set prices. You had 50 cents for hardback, is that what you said? 25 cents for
children's books. $1 for hardback, 50 cents for paperback.
That's what it was. So three different prices.
You have prices for movies and CDs and those, but those are posted. And then, of course, we have all our 10 cents book out in front. Occasionally, we'll have special sales, markdown prices. We have a cart in front for special sales.
Okay.
Or maybe somebody donates an encyclopedia set or something unique that has to be put out and priced differently.
Okay.
But other than that, it's pretty easy. And anybody can come in and find their books very quickly. If you're going to look for a fiction book, you go down the row, we have marks, H, they're big signs, letters. You look in your H's for your favorite author, your A's, whatever. It is simple and quick. It is not like going to the thrift store and going through thousands of books trying to find something you like.
I know this question is going to come up. When someone brings some books in, or movies or CDs, is there a bartering program? Or do they just donate and then you buy?
We do not do bartering.
Okay.
They donate.
Okay. That's good to know. So you have more volunteers in the summertime than in the wintertime?
Yes, we do. Okay. We are very fortunate that some of our summer visitors also come and volunteer. And we have 4 of them right now. 3 of them have been coming for the past 3 years. They call me in every year because they love it. They come and help. If you notice, and everybody who lives up the mountain notices, we have a ton of visitors. The population triples. And that means that the population that comes to the library triples.
Yeah.
And so we need more people to help us sort their donations and to make books available for sale. During the regular year, we have a small group of about 6, sometimes 7 people, of people who live up in the White Mountains all the time. They are our basic volunteers. They're hardworking, they love the library, and they're very dedicated. And they keep our books going. Some of them have been doing this for years, longer than I have, you know. So I'm very grateful that we have people so dedicated to volunteer work and to the library. And it's just awesome. It's awesome. But we always need more volunteers. People get older. So please, if you want to work with us, come in. Now, we do want you to love the library. You need to know books. You need to be able to sort by type of books. You need to put them on a shelf by alphabetical. And you have to be willing to work with the public. You have to help people find a book. Or sometimes we have elderly people who can't reach a book, or small tots that, you know, kind of get into the wrong place. So you have to love people as well as books. If you want to volunteer. I would love to have you.
Yeah, so I got a question on, let's say someone's never ever volunteered in their life, and they love books, and they do pretty good with the public. Do you have a kind of a training program?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
When you first start, because everyone is different, we have had people that have moved from another state that worked for the Show Friends in another state and come over, and it may be different. We have written procedures that we hand out so everybody can follow it, and if they get lost, they can look at it. If they have a question, they can call me. But we also train with that person with someone who's been doing it for a long time.
Good.
And they can train for as long as they need to, because it varies with individuals.
Right.
Once you're comfortable and think you can do it alone, then we'll assign you a time, and there you go.
So what's the oldest you have to be to volunteer? You can a little 10-year-old come in and volunteer?
Oh no, we have required adults.
Okay. And what is that? Is that 20 years old, 18 years old?
18 years old is fine.
Okay.
It's adults.
Okay. And so when a person, let's change to a person that comes in that wants to start up and have a membership or membership of the library.
Yes.
And they have to be in the county, is that what it is to be?
Navajo County.
Navajo County. What kind of information do they have to show that this is who they are and where they live? Do they have to show anything like that?
No, they don't have to show an address. All they have to do is show a license, a driver's license, or some kind of ID of who they are.
Okay.
And that will be sufficient to obtain a library card.
Okay. Wonderful. And it's easy access right here. It's pretty, there's a lot of, points of the LDS Church is just right here, right across the street. You can say that's a landmark.
LDS, yeah.
And the Livingston Mortuary just right here, and the City Hall just right there. And so those are big points.
Yeah, you come across from City Hall. I mean, how else obvious is it?
Right.
So the actual address here is 181 North 9th Street in Show. Zip code 85901.
Okay.
The office phone number is 928-532-4073.
Okay.
And you can call and get information.
Wonderful.
But I think you can find it comes down 9th Street right in front of City Hall. I don't think anybody would miss it.
And it's a beautiful building.
It is.
It's very welcoming.
We have had a lot of visitors come here and praise our library. They find it beautiful. They think it's so well organized. They love it. And one gentleman came and told me that where he comes from, it's a city 3 times as bigger than Sholo, and our library is a lot better than theirs.
Wow.
So I think we should be really proud of it.
And we won't name that town wherever that is.
No,
So.
we don't.
So Tula, what made you, so you've been in the area for how long? In this area?
Since 2001.
2001. Okay. So you came here 9 years before they transferred this library to this building.
Yes.
Okay. Did you do anything else before when you came up here?
Yes. Originally when I came, my husband and I spent doing our bucket list first. Okay. Doing all the camping and visiting almost all the states for a few years. We took long trips on the van and slept in the motorhome. We half slept on the ground, whatever. After that, I went back to work for 7 years up here, and then I started to volunteer. I volunteered with the tracks originally and built the trails that we have in the mountain.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Wonderful trails.
Did hiking and building trails.
Yeah.
And it's a hike with the tools, what we call it. And then I volunteered with the Sholo. First I went to the Love Kitchen.
Wow.
And I helped them put in a garden outside. They were complaining that they didn't have fresh vegetables. So we built beds and did that. And then when I got my arthritis in my back, I decided to volunteer at the library because I love libraries.
Wonderful.
And I still have the strength to put books on the shelf. That doesn't bother me at all.
You just had
It's a wonderful experience.
Yes, you just changed a little bit of the things you love to do to accommodate for what's going on with your body.
Accommodate to what you physically can do.
That's right.
You know.
So we probably going to do another segment on get in some of the details of the projects that you have going on in there, electronics, the robotic stuff, and things like that. And we'll have more guests back with the library as we come back to do another project. So, Bethuula, it's been wonderful having you here.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
And thank you for joining us today. And stay tuned next month for Compassion Speaks. And make sure you give back to your community. You guys have a wonderful day.